Hey everyone, this is Rousador's Pokemon Shenanigans, and today we're running the last of the Hoenn starters. The Mudkip line is beastly in its home region, but how will this first form starter fare in Kanto? Like its Kanto counterpart, Mudkip is pretty slow but has good physical attack and subpar everything else. We'll get some mileage out of Secret Power when we grab it en route to Bill's house, and of course return when we leave Rock Tunnel. Speaking of moves, not much here to make use of our good physical attack. I mean, Takedown has decent power, but it's inaccurate, deals recoil damage, and will for sure have Secret Power by then. Water Gun at level 10 means we can get by Brock quick and easy, and Mud Sport can help us clear out Surge early if we want to try giving that a shot. Thankfully in Gen 3, Surge's team has Shockwave and not Thunderbolt. Not too much in the way of TMs either. Besides Secret Power in return, not seeing anything else that really strikes my fancy. I mean, Iron Tail has base 100 power, but 75 accuracy? Nah, I don't think we're going to be going with it. Looks like we're slapping Dig on Meowth again. And if this is your first video, just want to start off by saying welcome to the Invasive Species adventure, and hope you stay a while and listen. Just know that in this series you have a couple of added stipulations. Our Pokemon have max IVs, their hidden power is handpicked by me. I choose the nature, and if there's multiple abilities, I'll pick the one I feel is better. This is for the purpose of optimization and to capture the feel of the actual invasive species term. Every mon also has a single egg move to pick from. Gotta say, there's a couple of decent ones on here. I was considering Curse to go with Mudkip's good attack, but in the end I went with Ice Ball. While all Ice-type moves are dictated by Special, this will still be great for type coverage. Ice Ball is Ice-type rollout and gains the same benefit from Defense Curl. Mudkip doesn't learn Defense Curl, but I doubt he'll need it. Ice Ball's power doubles every turn and lasts for a total of 5 turns. So 30, 60, 120, 240, and a whopping 480 on the final turn of Ice Ball. It can miss, however, so while it will be a useful tool against our rival's Bulbasaur line, missing against said Pokemon means we're probably going to lose a fight against the rival if that happens, especially once it becomes Venusaur. Because we're relying on our special attack Ice Ball, I actually went with a modest Mudkip. I figure that our attack is good enough to where we can take the penalty, and it will give our special attacks a bit more firepower. Okay, as Rival 2 commences, going to set up Ice Ball. We take a quick attack from Pidgeotto, and no Sand attack. That's very rare. I'm very happy with that. But we also miss Ice Ball and get put to sleep by Bulbasaur. Now, check this out. Vine Whip brings us real low. We wake up, crit turn 1 Ice Ball. A second Vine Whip brings us to 9 health as we take out the Bulbasaur with the follow-up Ice Ball, and we level up, getting back into double-digit health. Now, Abra's next. Doesn't matter. It can't fight back. Last is Rattata goes for quick attack, brings us down to 5 health, and Ice Ball does not miss. Man, I tell you what, that fight was an emotional roller coaster when I was going through it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and clear out Nugget Bridge, get the TM for Secret Power, because it's going to be a much needed boost to our arsenal. And then I think we should be good enough to take out Misty. Secret Power is a 70 base power normal type attack with a 30% chance to induce a secondary effect. Indoors, that's paralysis, so it's basically weak body slam. Starts off great, we almost one-shot Staryu, which causes Misty to heal. Now I decided to get a little cheeky here. I'm like, well, I'm going to build up Ice Ball just to have some fun here. But eventually we miss, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to play around here. Let's just go for Secret Power and win. Even with Harden, Staryu doesn't last very long. Mudkip and Starmie trade critical hits, but doesn't matter. Don't get confused off a Water Pulse, easy 2-shot. So next up to make progress is the SS, and we're going to level up off some trainers there. Since we have Mud Sport, I think the time is right to fight Surge. But in order to battle him, we have to defeat our rival, get the HM for Cut in order to gain access to the gym in the first place. So without further ado, let's do this. And just like back at Cerulean City, gonna start off with Ice Ball here. And, well, Pidgeotto doesn't go for Sand Attack on either turn. Why can't he do this every run? And we don't miss Ivysaur on turn 3 Ice Ball, so we should be good. Down goes Raticate, Kadabra is faster, and disables Ice Ball. What a jerk. Okay, we have Secret Power, so we win. I gotta say, our offense is really good for the early game. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But can we defeat Surge with the addition of Mud Sport? Now, Mud Sport reduces electric damage by 50%. You usually see ground types with it where it's useless, but on Mudkip, who's pure water, yeah, it's gonna be great. And hey, perfect start. Voltorb misses Screech, up goes Mudsport. We eat a Sonic Boom for 20 damage, Water Pulse causes Surge to use a Super Potion on Voltorb, rather this than Raichu. And as we build up some Ice Ball, check out Shockwave's damage. Oh yeah, Mudsport definitely coming in handy here. Next up is Pikachu, obviously a one-shot with Ice Ball. Last up is Raichu, goes for a double team to try to boost its evasion, but doesn't matter. He doesn't dodge, eats a full 5-turn Ice Ball, and we win. Ice Ball was great there, but honestly, the MVP was Mudsport, because if we didn't have that up, Raichu could have just gone for Shockwave and taken us out. I have to say, I'm loving our little undefeated streak here. Now, obviously, Rock Tunnel's not going to be a problem at all. And once we get to Celadon, I figure we'll go for Giovanni first. Yes, 2 rock types, so this should be the easier fight. Well, no should be about it, because I have no interest in fighting Erica right now. Okay, Giovanni leads off with Onix. Water Pulse easily one-shots it. Gotta say, I'm shocked that he sent out Rhyhorn second, but I will not say no to a free XP snack. Last up is Kangaskhan, goes for Fake Out and does 21 damage to us. That was pretty strong, actually. Mega Punch brings us to 35, and for some reason, he just stops attacking with Kangaskhan. He orders her to go for Tail Whip, an interesting strategy. Hey, wow, we actually went down. Gen 3's love for status actually paid off, I think. I'm pretty sure Mega Punch would have still taken us out. Anyway, the next attempt you see it before you, he doesn't go for Tail Whip 4 times, so we're able to overpower the Kangaskhan. Still a very close fight, though. You know, if he just kept going for Mega Punch or maybe used Bite to target our special defense, we could have lost that, but it's Giovanni, so what do you expect? Alright, time to circle back to Lavender Town, climb the tower, and battle our rival for the 5th time, including the optional fight at the start of the game. I gotta say, I love Pidgeotto this run. No sand attack. Oh man, you know this isn't gonna last forever, so we're gonna savor this while we can. Well, Gyarados would be scary, but turn 4 Ice Ball? Nah, we're good. Growlithe may resist ice, but base 480 power? Nuh-uh. And Water Pulse one-shots Kadabra. Options. To go for Koga or to go for Rival 5 at Silph Co. I don't have any interest in fighting Koga with his smokescreen spamming butt, so we're gonna go for Rival 5, who is welcome to spam Feather Dance all he wants on his Pidgeot. So, like usual, we're gonna go and set up Ice Ball, and hey, there's Feather Dance. That's what Father needed. So 3 Ice Balls to take out Pidgeot. That's perfect because out comes Venusaur and it's eating a turn 4 Ice Ball. Unfortunately, we missed Gyarados, but in Gen 3 Status Loving Wisdom, Leer, and Bite. Yeah, targeting that special defense you haven't been lowering. Great job, man. I should have definitely lost that exchange. Anyway, out comes Growlithe, down goes Growlithe, and last up is Alakazam. Sets up Calm Mind. Yeah, it's not going to protect you from maxed out Ice Ball, bro. All that's left is to take care of Giovanni. Shouldn't be too difficult. Now, because we have Water Pulse and he leads off with Nidorino, we're going to lead off with that, because I don't want to get poisoned off a Poison Point. The only one I'm really worried about is Kangaskhan, judging by the first time we battled Giovanni. Water Pulse does over half Poison Sting. Yeah, of course. I got poisoned off the first Poison Sting. Well, there goes that strategy. Nidoqueen goes down in 2 turns of Water Pulse, only hitting us with Tail Whip, even though she could have done way more damage. Well, that does cause Kangaskhan's Fake Out to do a bit more damage, and with this health, unless we get maximum critical hits, yeah, we're done. And as we lose this attempt, I'm thinking, you know what, I can't really complain about Poison Sting because we haven't gotten hit by Sand Attack yet, so I don't mind taking that loss. After Water Pulse, we're going to set up some Ice Balling, and Fury Attack, thanks to a miss, ends up dealing about 37 damage to us. Well, Ice Ball does take out Nidoqueen, but Kangaskhan puts a stop to that with Fake Out. We trade Water Pulse and Rage, we confuse her off the second one, and she hits herself. Well, thanks to that, we win because, there's Rhyhorn, and it's double weak to water, so... And I figure, hey, since we're in Saffron, might as well go ahead and go after Sabrina, because even with Secret Power, we should be dealing great damage to her team. They might hit hard, except for Venomoth, but they don't have the best defense. That doesn't mean Venomoth isn't dangerous, though. It has Supersonic, I believe it has Stun Spore as well. And we're off to an awesome start. Kadabra gets one shot off of Secret Power. Next up is Mr. Mime. She almost gets one shot by Secret Power, goes for Calm Mind. This is actually very good. because now Sabrina will use her Hyper Potions on Mr. Mime, therefore Alakazam doesn't have them. And it's paralyzed for good measure. We'll go ahead and set up Ice Ball, and, well, that Calm Mind did pay off because it survived turn 1 Ice Ball and hit us with Psybeam. Oh, this was a mistake. I mean, we do hit Venomoth with Ice Ball, but we get confused and hit ourselves. We snap out of confusion, take out Venomoth with Secret Power, but our health, yeah, Alakazam's gonna one-shot us. And there's Psychic. I mean, hey, it does go for Future Sight on occasion, so maybe we can get it to go for that. And it just goes to show Ice Ball is great, but it does have its limitations. Now, I could rectify the Mr. Mime problem and just teach Return, and then she'd be a one-shot. But I don't want to teach it just yet because I really love that secondary effect. Speaking of which, this time she goes for Barrier, and you can see just how much that defense boost really helps her. Unfortunately for her, though, it does not help against a critical hit. Venomoth misses with Supersonic as we nearly one-shot it. Okay, now we're going to set up Ice Ball. We get confused, but we have a Person Berry just for this. Sabrina heals, but now we have a turn 4 Ice Ball in store for Alakazam. Psychic hits hard, but we hit harder. Sabrina was a little rough there. So we're gonna go to Fuchsia, get Surf, and then go fight Koga. Surf should be strong enough to handle his team at this level. Well, Coughing's a one-shot, can't say I'm surprised by that. Out comes Muck, we do over half with Surf, it goes for Acid Armor, perfect. Coughing number 2 is a one-shot. Out comes Wheezing, and it's almost a one-shot, and, oh, there's Smokescreen, first accuracy drop we've suffered this run. Koga heals, we do not miss Surf. Koga heals again, and this time we do miss. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. We hit Koga, hits us with Sludge, we get poisoned, our Pecha Berry cures it, that was for Toxic. And, boy, we're starting to miss quite a bit here. Fortunately, on the turn where we would have gotten knocked out, Surf does connect and we win the fight. I would have been pretty cross if we lost that fight. And I mean, yeah, we just try again, but first try victories on Koga are always nice. Next up is Blaine. Normally, he's pretty hard in these runs, but with Mudkip, Surf, same type attack bonus, I think we're going to be okay. Speed's going to be our issue. I wouldn't be surprised if Rapidash and Arcanine outsped us. And you can tell I'm pretty confident going into this fight because I didn't even bother restoring power points. Unsurprisingly, Growlithe is a one-shot. Ponyta's up next. One Surf is all she wrote. Okay, so next up is Rapidash, and hey, we are faster. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Cool. Last up is Arcanine. Do we one-shot it with Surf? Oh, yeah, we do. Nice. Now, before we continue with 6 badges in our possession, we're going to make a little trip to the Savvy Isles. There's a hidden rare candy I like to get over there, and there's a hidden power point up after you defeat the bikers. Now, before we battle Giovanni, we do have to go fight Erica. I mean, we're going to be super over-leveled for that fight, and we kind of had to be because her team, if we fought her team at the level we're supposed to, we would have gotten annihilated. It's one thing I really love about Gen 1 and Gen 3 is that you can go so out of order and do the gyms pretty much any way you want to after Misty. Like, if you're feeling particularly cheeky or if you're playing as a strong Pokemon, you could go to Koga and then to Blaine, so you could fight Blaine as early as the 4th gym. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow. Vileplume survived Secret Power? Oh, that does not bode well. Well, it's not going to matter for Giovanni because we're just going to sweep his entire team with Surf. I mean, I know I said that early, kind of a spoiler, but are you surprised? Also, 4 hours, 47 minutes. Mudkip is going real fast here. But yeah, more water from Hoenn. Straight to you, Giovanni. This is payback for being a minor inconvenience in the first and second battles. And don't you just love how we've had that dud move slot Mudsport pretty much ever since we got done beating Lieutenant Surge? I actually just don't know what to put there because, like, our moves are so good as is, we don't really have to worry about it. Well, Mudkip did a pretty awesome job against the Kanto gyms, but the toughest fights are yet to come. That includes our next rival battle. He now has a full team, but I suspect that his Rhyhorn/Rhydon in the final fight won't be much of an issue. And gotta say, this Pidgeot's been a pretty solid bro this entire run. Wing Attack doesn't do too much damage to us, and we crit on turn 2 Ice Ball, so we'll see if a turn 3 Ice Ball can take out Venusaur. Oh, it doesn't, and Razor Leaf. Oh man, that wasn't even a crit. That's actually very good to know, so we don't want to crit Pidgeot because Venusaur has to eat the turn 4 Ice Ball. And nice sacrificial play by the rival there. Cold-blooded. Oh yeah, and I didn't comment on Hidden Power during the Silph Co fight. It's the electric type, gonna help for the rival and Lance when we fight him. Oh, hey, cool, we're in torrent range. I actually just noticed that in editing, not during the gameplay because I was laser focused, so we should be good, right? And they're psychic. So in this attempt here, things mostly go the same. No crit on Pidgeot, which is nice, so we can take out Venusaur, but man, you are not ready for what happens, because, like, check this out, right? We're sweeping our way through, not much of a problem. Ever since we got Hidden Power Electric, or I should say, ever since I taught it, because we finally got rid of Mud Sport, right? The only mons I'm actually worried about are Alakazam, of course, and Venusaur if we miss Ice Ball. Things are looking pretty good here, right? Well, Alakazam's about to come out right now, and, well, we know he's faster, so he just crits us with Psychic and takes us out. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna bite the bullet and teach Return. We're gonna need it for the Elite Four anyway. Secret Power was really awesome this run, but we need the raw power over that percentage of a secondary effect. Alright, 3 Ice Balls for Pidgeot. We do not miss Venusaur. Turn 4 Ice Ball one-shots it. Rhyhorn's up next, but it goes down to the final Ice Ball. Out comes Gyarados. Intimidate doesn't really matter. Hidden Power takes it out in one shot. Down goes Growlithe. I misclicked Surf, but doesn't matter. He goes for Disable, and now he must endure the critical hit, and he failed at it. Alrighty, time to make our way to the league. We'll battle some trainers along the way to get a little bit stronger, because we're going to need those level ups. And gotta say, Mudkip's time's still pretty good. We clock in at 5 hours and 20 minutes. Alrighty, so as we get ready to fight Lorelei, she sends out Dewgong. We're going for Hidden Power, and not the damage I was hoping for, but that critical return sure is. Cloyster goes down to 1 Hidden Power. Slowbro is nearly one-shot by a crit, goes for a weak Surf, so Lorelei heals, and we can take it out very easily. Hidden Power does just enough damage. Jinx goes for Lovely Kiss, but we have a Chesto Berry. Lorelei heals Jinx after Return, and we power through Retract. Down it goes. Awesome. Hidden Power is doing a little under a third to Lapras. Ugh. Yeah, it's looking like Return's gonna deal more damage to Lapras than Electric Hidden Power. But yeah, we're too weak to finish this fight, unfortunately. And it turns out that this fight is pretty hard for us. I mean, I'm sure you're not surprised to hear that because we're using 1 Mudkip against Lorelei's team. Now, one thing we have in our corner here is that we're pure water type, so we do resist her best moves, but that's only going to take us so far. We need that Chesto Berry, not just for Jinx's Lovely Kiss, but Slowbro does have Yawn and does like to go for it. But at the same time, Lapras also has Confuse Ray, so there's temptation to slap on a Person Berry. But after these attempts, I'm like, no, we're keeping the Chesto Berry on because the chances of us getting put to sleep are too great. So what we need to have happen is Dewgong goes for Safeguard, and it does. We're able to 2-shot it with Hidden Power. Cloyster's a freebie, Protect Spam doesn't matter. And Hidden Power one-shot Slowbro with a crit, I'll take that. And it's when Jinx comes out where Lorelei will expend her full restores. And just like in the first attempt, she goes for Attract, we power through it, and it's just us and Lapras. We have full health. And, well, on turn 2, thanks to that critical Hidden Power, we just beat Lorelei without taking damage. Turns out we needed a little bit of luck to beat her, so things aren't looking too good for Mudkip right now. Now, you think Bruno might be easy. If it were Gen 1, yeah, he would be. But Gen 3, the Hitmon's have great special defense, so this is going to be hard, actually. But hey, at least Onix is a one-shot. Surf deals okay damage to Hitmonchan. He hits us with Rock Tomb, so now we lose the speed advantage. Now, despite Sky Uppercut, we do defeat Hitmonchan, but doesn't matter because Hitmonlee with Mega Kick and Brick Break easily able to finish us off. Well, I guess we're going to be farming for a Rock Tomb miss. That's going to be fun. Although, at the same time, it does have 80 accuracy in Gen 3, so there is a fair chance that it could miss. I was considering maybe trying to set up Rain Dance, but against Onix, we'd have to also go for a Rock Tomb miss because it does know it. And by the damage we're dealing to Hitmonchan, I'm not even sure if it would be a one-shot. And we also need a Cross Chop miss from Machamp, so that's more fun RNG. Interestingly, in this attempt, however, Hitmonchan just goes straight for Sky Uppercut. That's very rare, but I'll take that. Hitmonlee's Mega Kick brings us into Torrent range. That's awesome. Still not enough for a one-shot on Machamp, though, but Machamp does miss with Cross Chop. 20% chance there, too. Still, though, I do appreciate the added firepower from Torrent. The Citrus Berry doesn't matter, and with Onyx being the last one, yeah, we're good. Man, Mudkip is not faring well against the Elite Four so far. And I suspect that will stay the course, because next up is Agatha, and most of her team is pretty fast. Her first Gengar knows Double Team, Confuse Ray, Toxic. It's a very stally Pokemon, not great for us. As the battle leads off, we go for Surf, it goes for Double Team, and thankfully, we do connect with the next Surf. We are confused, however, so that's not cool. Against Golbat, we'll pull out the old trusty Ice Ball as it's chipping us away with Air Cutter. So with 3 Ice Balls to take out Golbat, Arbok gets one shot by turn number 4. Gengar 2 is faster, thankfully no Hypnosis, and thankfully we do not miss. Last up is Haunter, it is faster, and of course it hits with Hypnosis, and we lose to Dream Eater. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to spend a fair bit of time playing RN Go Fish with Agatha here. As I suspected, this is a pretty annoying fight, and you guys can enjoy a montage of failed attempts. It's really interesting to see just how well Mudkip did pre-Elite Four, but once it gets to the Elite Four, it just crashes and explodes. It's around this time where I'm seriously considering use of rare candies. Because, I mean, everything on this team except I think Arbok is faster than us. And if most of this team is faster than us, then Lance's Aerodactyl for sure is going to outspeed us. It'd probably outspeed us at level 100 because Aerodactyl's extremely fast. But that also means some of the champions' Pokemon will outspeed us as well. But I'm not willing to do that just yet because this strategy will work. We just need to tilt the odds in our favor. This time Gengar goes for Shadow Punch on turn 1, then Double Team, but doesn't matter. Golbat missed Air Cutter too, that's a 5% chance. And at this point, I've battled Arbok enough times to know that we are faster. I thought maybe it would be a speed tie, but nah. Thanks to a Chesto Berry and a Hypnosis miss, Gengar number 2 goes down and we still have 147 health. And Surf one-shots Haunter. Man, that's frustrating knowing that we could have won on the first try if Hypnosis just missed. And well, considering that Agatha's Haunter was faster than us, I'm pretty sure that Lance's Gyarados will be as well. So, after healing up with a full restore, we can go ahead and test that little theory of ours. And well, not only is Gyarados faster, but Electric-type Hidden Power is not a one-shot despite being 4 times super effective. Okay, well, I decided to try this a couple of times in vain, and the real problem here is that we get flinched off of Bite, so we can't build up Ice Ball, so I'm going to go ahead and use some rare candies, get us up to 77. We'll go ahead and just skip to when we use the last one, and we have 4 left just in case we need them. Not sure if it'll help with speed, but it should help with Hidden Power's damage. Ah, beautiful, faster and a one-shot, 2 birds, 1 stone. So against Dragonair, we'll set up Ice Ball. It goes for Thunder Wave, but we have a Sherry Berry, no problem. Alright, and we don't miss. Dragonair goes down to turn 3 Ice Ball. And Dragonite's obviously a one-shot. Aerodactyl is faster, but it's not going to stand up to a max power Ice Ball. It could have gotten an Ancient Power proc, and it still would have gone down. Whew, finally, a moment's reprieve here at the Elite Four. Man, it's weird to think that Lance was the easiest one. I mean, we did have to rare candy to level up to get by him, but once we did, we were good. And we probably should have rare candied before we started up, but it's also pretty cool that Mudkip was able to defeat 3 of the 4 Elite Four members at level 69/70. But how will he fare against the champion? Only one way to find out. It's faster and goes for Sand Attack. Turn 2, it goes for Feather Dance, a complete waste of its time and great for us. And, wow, we haven't missed with Ice Ball yet. That's awesome. We have a chance here. Alakazam deals 80 damage with Psychic before going down to Ice Ball. Surf one-shots Rhydon. Fantastic. Well, next up is Gyarados. We go for Hidden Power. We do miss. Fair. And it goes for Dragon Rage. I'd say that's better than Thrash, honestly. Turn 2, we hit. Dragon Rage brings us into Torrent range, and it's time to drown Gyarados in full restore, says the champion. This is actually fine because, well, he won't have it for Arcanine, although with Torrent, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Anywho, speaking of Arcanine, out he comes. We get brought to 29 health, and we miss Surf. Yeah, I should have expected that. I gotta say, though, despite that, that was a great first try. Now, as we circle through some failed attempts here, I like to show these off because it gives a little behind-the-scenes look of how this looks in real time. It's just that it's sped up quite a bit. I do reset when I get hit by Sand Attack a few times, but as we're going through here, I'm just like, you know what? Pidgeot's faster anyway. I don't want to rare candy up anymore because going by the first attempt, we really don't need to. On the flip side, that does give Pidgeot 2 attempts to hit us with Sand Attack. I'm just thinking back to the previous fights in the run where he didn't go for Sand Attack a single time. Well, that definitely came back with a vengeance. Still, though, as long as we make it past Alakazam, we have a pretty good shot at winning this fight. And here, this attempt, I'm like, you know, we got hit by Sand Attack. We're just gonna take it. And just like in our very first attempt, we don't miss Pidgeot a single time. Awesome start. And we don't miss Venusaur. Excellent. This time, Alakazam goes for Future Sight, and we do not miss. Very good. Surf one-shots Rhydon. Very glad we don't miss because it has Scary Face, and that would be very annoying. Gyarados is nearly a one-shot, but this time it goes for Thrash, locking it in so we can finish it off. And we also take Future Sight before taking Gyarados down. Our Citrus Berry heals us. Arcanine goes for Extreme Speed, bringing us to 60. That's Torrent range. Torrent, same type Surf. Yeah, get out of here, kid. You got no future. Oh, man, that was a real lopsided run there. Pretty solid most of the game. Like, Giovanni was a little bit annoying in the first and second fights. Sabrina was a bit difficult, and then came the League, and most of the fights here were really tough. Man, in what world is Bruno harder than Lance and the Champion? Well, let's say here in Gen 3 Kanto, because again, the Hitmon's having exceptional special defense made that a pretty rough fight. Anyway, level 78, and our final time is 5 hours, 38 minutes. Well, that's cool. That's going to be very easy to rank. Level 78 is C tier. 5 hours, 38 minutes is A tier, so Mudkip nice and snug in the B tier. It did the best of the 3 Hoenn starters. I can't say I'm surprised by that, but will it do better than Squirtle and Hoenn? We'll find out next episode.